Good morning everyone. Today we are continuing with the last part of 106 biology. Today we are going to study about fruits, seeds and germination. So, what are fruits? These are the three important parts of a fruit. The three important parts are epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. You can closely observe the fruit here. Epicarp is the outer layer of the fruit. This outer lining is the epicarp. The mesocarp is the middle layer, which is the thick part of the fruit. This part is the mesocarp. This one, which is edible, the fleshy part. And the endocarp is the inner layer of the fruit. The endocarp is the inner layer of the fruit. This part is the seed. The inner core of the fruit is the seed. There are three important parts: epicarp, the outer layer; mesocarp, the middle layer; and endocarp, the inner layer, and it protects the seed. Next, what are the functions of the fruit? There are two main functions of the fruits. They are, number one, as I said you, to protect the seed while they germinate, and to help in dispersal of seed away from the parent plant. As the fruits will be edible, after eating the fruits, the seeds are dispersed by the agents to far away places from the parent plant. What are the parts of a seed? The parts of a seed are plumule, radicle, seed coat and cotyledon. The seed coat is the outer covering of the seed. The outer covering of the seed is the seed coat. Inside, the flappy substance is the cotyledons, which stores food for the seed. Here we have the radicle, that is known as the baby root, and the plumule, the green leafy substance known as baby shoot. The radicle and the plumule together make up of the embryo of the plant. Radicle and plumule together, they grow up as to be individual plant. Now, what are seed dispersal? The seeds which are the flowering plants, when they enable their seeds to be dispersed far away as possible. The methods are: some seeds are dispersed by wind, as some seeds are very lighter, they can fly away with the winds. Animals and birds, as animals and birds, they eat the fruit but they throw the seeds far away. That can also be a method of dispersal. Water and explosion. The pea plant, basically the seeds gets exploded and then they are dispersed. Human beings also play a role in the method of seed dispersal. Now, what is germination? Growing of a new plant is germination. Growing of a new plant is germination. When the embryo inside the seed becomes very active and begins to grow into a new plant, that is germination. What are the steps for germination? Steps in the sense, what all things are important for germination? For germination, very important things are warmth, water and air. Sufficient amount, not too much. Sunlight is not necessary for germination. If you put the seed in direct sunlight and ask it to grow, germinate, it will not. It needs sufficient amount of warmth, heat, sufficient amount of water, not too much water, and sufficient amount of air. The root of the baby plant grows out of the seed to form a seedling. The shoots appear and break through the soil and leaves first grow. Then the cotyledons, they fall on the ground. The young plant which grows and which forms the leaves makes its own food by the process of photosynthesis. There are basically two kinds of germination. The first one is apigeal germination. The apical germination is the germination found in the dicot seeds. And in this germination you will see the cotyledons, they are pushed above the ground. Here, next step here, and then here you can see the cotyledons. These cotyledons are pushed above the ground, which transform themselves later on as leaves. This is known as apical germination. Very common examples can be beans. Next is hypogeal germination, in which the cotyledons remain inside the ground, they don't come out. And this kind of germination is found in monocot plants. The cotyledons remain inside the ground, found in monocot plants. For example, the rice plant. So this is all for the presentation. I hope you understand the full chapter. Thank you.